The West Side Nut Club's Fall Festival is just around the corner, but that's not the only event to be excited for this fall. We wanted to take some time to discuss some of the fun-filled events happening here within our local community in the upcoming months. That's next on WNIN Newsmakers. There are so many events happening in our community this fall, and here to talk about what downtown has to offer is Adam Trinkle with Downtown Evansville. Adam, thank you for being here.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you. So let's talk about some of the events that are coming up maybe in the next 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, our fourth annual Dog Day Downtown presented by German American Bank is Saturday, September 16th. And this really is one of our favorite events of the year.
Oh, yeah.
We bring in activities and we have sponsor booths and all these different engagement points. But we literally have hundreds and hundreds of dogs on Main Street in downtown Evansville on that day. So the event will take place on Main Street. Due to the Main Street reconstruction, we're hosting the event on the 200 block of Main Street and the 400 block. And then, of course, the 300 block is under construction, but the sidewalks are open for pedestrian access. And so at this event, you can come to it. It's no charge. We have some great sponsors, so all the activities are free. We have everything ranging from a full agility course to a bone bar for free bones with your dog, a pup cup station, which is something that is wildly popular. I never knew what it was, but it's basically sugar-free whipped cream in cups, and you pass it out to your dogs. And then a lot of giveaways, so dog bandanas, chew toys, and like I said, great sponsor booths. We're also bringing in a pet pampering station. So the idea behind that is that you can bring your dog and they can get free nail trimmings, free brushings. New for this year, the Humane Society is a great partner for us, and they are going to have free microchipping. So if your dog is not microchipped, you can bring your dog to this event and get that service. So it really is a lot of fun. You know, from the outset, somebody might ask, well, why are you doing a dog event? But for us, it makes a lot of sense. You know, we have a growing residential population downtown. In the last 6 years or so, we've had over 460 new residences in downtown Evansville. So a lot of those people who live downtown, and whether it's an apartment or a condominium or et cetera, they have a pet. So we want to be very friendly and welcoming to all people. A lot of our shops and restaurants too are dog friendly. We have 20 plus businesses downtown that are dog friendly. So whether that's taking your dog to enjoy a meal at Brew Burger on the patio or Samuel's on 4th Street, or taking them into a business like 6th and Zero that has a nice range of dog-friendly products.
Absolutely. And I have to ask, because always, you know, you see these pictures and then the dogs are so cute in these pictures. How many dogs do you expect, you know, every year?
So it's hard to gauge that because the event is free and there's multiple entry and exit points. So we say hundreds. We're actually excited because we have some new access to some data through Placer AI that allow us to look at how many cell phones are in the area downtown. So we can, at any given time, we can pinpoint a day of the week and a time frame and see how many cell phones are in that area. So it'll be interesting to look after the event takes place, how many cell phones, and then we can get a better idea of how many dogs are down there.
Gauge that. Well, while we're talking about dogs, I have to ask, there is some talk about fundraising for a dog park.
Yes, so our organization, the Downtown Evansville Economic Improvement District, is funded primarily by the property owners of the Downtown Central Business District. And so what we're doing is, in our continued efforts to make sure that downtown is an inclusive and active neighborhood, we're fundraising to build a small micro dog park at Engle and 3rd Street in downtown Evansville. So we're in the process of reaching out to community partners to invite their investment in this project. It'll be a small dog park, but it's really designed for residents and visitors to bring their pets and have a place for them to socialize, and also for us as humans to socialize and interact.
Absolutely.
And so there would be no cost to it to go to the dog park. And so we're in the initial stages of fundraising. It's a small project. It's on land that is actually owned by the Evansville Water and Sewer Utility. So we've had a lot of legwork that's gotten us to this point with getting a formal agreement to access and utilize the land. But we're really excited because it's literally steps away from AR Lofts, which is, or the Nabisco Lofts, 23 housing units. and then just a couple blocks away from the post house, which of course is 144 residential units. So a lot of residents downtown will have access to this wonderful free amenity.
Awesome, that sounds great. Let's move away from dogs. I know we don't want to, but we have to. There are other great events planned if you want to walk through those.
Yeah, we really, as we get further into the fall season, we really move into our busy events season. And so from October, November, and December, we have 2 big events a year, or 2 big events each month. So October, we bring back probably one of our favorite events. It's one of our longest standing events. It's the NOCO Makers Market.
Yes.
It's our 6th annual. This year it will take place on Sunday, October 15th, over on the historic Carpenter Street. Interesting tidbit, where WNIN used to be located a number of years ago. But it's a great street, Carpenter between 2nd and 3rd. And the origin behind this event was, it really stemmed from the downtown master plan, and what that called for was the NOCO Makers District of downtown. So NOCO stands for North of Court Street, and this Makers Market is a celebration of local makers in our community. So we're going to have about 40 handmade makers, ranging from any hand-woven rugs to jewelry to honey to soaps, and even to, we have an orchard that comes each year to this event. So just all about celebrating these local makers, our neighbors, and supporting them. And then we also have a lot of kid-friendly and family-friendly items. We have a free pumpkin patch each year, corn sensory pools, just different engagement points so families can come. Maybe they're coming after church, or they're just looking for something to do on a Sunday. Bring the kids to. It's a free event to attend. All the activities are free, and then it's our hope that they support these local makers. So that's on Sunday, October 15th.
Okay.
We did push it back an hour this year, so it's 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then at the end of the month, we do an event that has really grown in popularity. It's our 3rd annual Halloween stroll and trunk or treat car show. So it's a mouthful, but it's a car show. So we'll have that on Main Street this year. It'll be at 3rd and Main Street. And then we provide candy at 30 plus businesses downtown. So it's a great opportunity to stroll down the streets, Main Street and some of the connecting streets, visit our shops, visit our restaurants, and enjoy some free candy for the kiddos.
Awesome. And really quick, where can people find a lineup of these events?
Yes, just go to our website, downtownevansville.com, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook, in particular at Downtown Evansville, Indiana. We have a very active presence there.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Adam.
Thank you.
Here's a look at some other events happening in our area. In lieu of Parks Fest, Wesselman Woods will be hosting an event called For the Sake of the Song. Here to give us some information on that is Zach Evans. Zach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Can we just go over what this event is all about?
Yeah, For the Sake of the Song is kind of a singer-songwriters music festival. It's not purely just solo acoustic acts that you might associate with a singer-songwriter event, but there is that element. There's also bands. There's just a way to kind of get people out to experience songs in a more intimate setting, which is Wesselman Woods. So on September 30th, we'll have everyone there at Wesselman Woods at the Odonata Pond Amphitheater, which is a very nice, large hill, very wide open grass section behind the lake. And we'll have bands all day, and we'll have songwriter performers doing roundtable discussions. We're calling it the Songwriter Circle, so they're going to be talking about their songs and sharing stories and also performing. So yeah, the event is just, the idea is that it's all about the song. So.
What kind of artists do you draw in? What should people expect?
Yeah, so there, again, like there's always this kind of, I feel like, stereotype about singer-songwriter events. It's just maybe a country song with an acoustic guitar,
right,
a voice. But I wanted to like highlight different genres because I think songs transcend just whatever you think of as just being an acoustic guitar. So we actually have like ambient music, which is instrumental. So people usually associate instrumental music with being songs that it is. Hip hop, which for the first 25 years of its 50-year existence had to fight to be even recognized at the Grammys for being music because it wasn't considered actual songs because it was beats. So we've got hip hop, we've got ambient music. We also have country, we have indie rock, we have blues, we have jazz. We have just a little smattering of everything that makes music great. So.
Are there specific artist names that people might know that you want to mention?
Sure, yeah. So on the band side of things, we've got actually WNIN's John Gibson and Peggy Puro performing. We also have DR Bridges, and we have Cynthia Watson and the End Times, a very talented local band. Our headliner for the evening is the Watson Twins, who have performed across the world. They've been on Conan, they've been on Letterman. They used to perform with Jenny Lewis as Jenny Lewis and the Watson Twins. They're actually UE grads. So they're coming back to town for the first time in like 15 years to perform. So
Awesome.
they're our headliners. Our songwriter circle includes also WNIN's Brick Briscoe, Plug and Brick. Got Brick Briscoe, Lindsay Williams, very popular local performer, Hannah Evelyn, Zion, Cass One, who's our hip hop performer, Jeremiah Galley, who's more of a rocker. So there's some really good stuff happening.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a fun event.
I hope so.
One of those things that you have to ask, is this a rain or shine event?
Yeah. I mean, if it's obviously severe weather, you just got to do what you can. But if it's raining, just bring a tarp or a slick jacket, the slicker. So
Yeah, you can still listen to good music when it's raining too.
Exactly. Sometimes it's more fun.
Right, exactly. Yeah. What about actually going there? So do we have to purchase tickets, or what does that look like?
Oh yeah, great call. Yeah, For the Sake of the Song is completely free. You just show up. We're gonna have food trucks there as well, so you can come and enjoy your lunch and your dinner. And catch some good music. So you just walk in through the Westland Woods Nature Preserve. Usually they charge a daily fee these days, but the fee's being waived. So you just walk in and you'll find the music. You'll hear it. We'll have signage obviously, but yeah, so this is actually in the Nature Preserve, not the park attached to like Bakey. When you get in, there's Westland Woods. You have to go through all that, and you have to go through the Nature Preserve Center, and then you can find the music.
Yeah, so I'm sure if you listen for it, you'll know.
I hope so, yeah.
One of the things that we talked about before was that this event kind of takes place of Parks Fest for you.
Yeah, so Parks Fest, I'd run Parks Fest from 2018 till, I guess up until this year, and I just decided to pivot to a new festival direction. I just wanted to start anew and slim down, scale down. Parks Fest was always a very large, grandiose event for me. A lot of big name acts, Grammy Award winners and touring acts. So with that came a bigger budget, more responsibilities, more things to worry about. I really wanted to slim it down and focus on the idea of what makes music nice, which is just the base of the song. So, and with that came a new location, which I thought Westland Woods, they're a great community partner. Zach Garcia over there is running a very nice organization and wants to do a lot of great, interesting things. And luckily, they all wanted to do this. So
yeah, what other events can we look forward to that the Southwest Indiana Arts Council has coming up?
Well, their final On the Roof concert is on September 23rd.
Great.
So this is the last On the Roof concert of the season. That'll be featuring Dakar Justice and an all-star band. So that's from 7 to 10 at 212 Main Street. And then there's going to be Lincolnshire Front Porch Fest in the Lincolnshire neighborhood. That's not an Arts Council event. That is an Arts Council sponsored event. But that is another great music festival that includes probably 20 or 30 bands playing in a nice Evansville neighborhood.
Awesome, and I know a lot of people enjoy, Porch Fest over in the Haney's Corner area, so I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy that too. So,
I hope so.
Zach, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Here's a look at some other events happening in our area. The biggest event locally, fall or otherwise, is the West Side Nut Club's Fall Festival. And here to tell us about what to expect this year is Todd Helfert, Publicity Chair for this year's festival. Thanks for being here, Todd.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having us.
We are so excited. There's so much to talk about.
There's a lot going on. We've got a lot of fun changes, a lot of the same traditions. So a lot of things happening and happening quickly. I think I looked just a few days ago. It was 27 days. I don't know what it is now, but it's coming fast.
And we are counting down. I know we are. I think arguably, other than the Munchie Map, because that just came out, we need to talk about that. Arguably, though, the most important thing to know are the dates for Fall Festival. So let's go over that.
So October 2nd through the 7th would be the official dates. That is the first full week of October. Now we do start on Sunday with the Kids Day. Kids Day is a great opportunity. If you have younger children, the crowds are a lot smaller. The booths aren't open necessarily. We will be down there with hot dogs, hamburgers, sodas, and it's a very inexpensive day. And then the rides are open in just a kiddie park. So it's a neat day on Sunday from 2 to 7 to get some younger kids down and maybe miss some of the crowds. So that's definitely there.
That's always an exciting part too, just watch the kids have fun, and then you get to focus on the food next couple days.
Later in the week, absolutely.
So let's shift focus to the Munchie Map. I think that's one of the things that everybody always gets so excited about.
It
is almost overwhelming to look at, but it's
a
so
lot.
exciting.
There's a lot of information. We've got some great teams that really spent some time this year trying to redo that.
Yeah.
And they kind of took it all the way down to nothing and brought it back up. So it's a great presentation this year. It looks really nice. I think a lot of people have seen it. I looked earlier. I think we'd had 500 something shares. There's a lot of new information, a lot of new stuff, a lot of new booths. So really looking forward to that.
You kind of talked about my next question here. I want to hear about some of the new booths that people might be seeing and some of the new food that we could be expecting.
Yeah, and so I will be completely honest with you. I've had my hand in other fires, and
Yeah.
so I'm not too versed on the newer booths. I know that we have 2 or 3 coming in. As far as their menu items and their fare, I have not had an opportunity to look into that, but I'm sure it will all be on our Munchie Map if somebody'd like to look into that.
One of the things I always think about when I see that Munchie Map is the effort that it must take to put that together.
It's
and then
hours and
also-
hours and hours, and it's
scheduling
constantly
where the booths
updating
go.
it.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
So the plus is that once a booth gets a spot, they're generally in that spot. That doesn't change. Obviously, for recognition of folks being able to find them year to year to year, we kind of try to leave them in their spaces. But as far as the Munchie Map, we talk with them every year. Do you have new updates? Do you have changes? And just trying to keep up with those is a daunting process at times. But we've got great guys taking care of it, and they did a great job this year. So neat day, and it's a fun day. I think the excitement, it really kind of kicks everything off and gets everybody really talking about it. So.
Yeah, and I think we always talk about food with the fall festival, and there's so much great food.
It's
but
amazing.
yes, but there are other great things to do as
There
well.
are.
So
There's
what are the
lots
schedule of
stuff.
events?
Lots of stuff. So we have the pet parade, a great fun thing for the kids on Saturday. We've got the amateur hour is a wonderful night. We've got bands throughout the week. We've got the lighthouse parade. So there's lots of things going on. King and Queen, lots of stuff going on down there that can fill in around the food. So it's a full week, that's for certain.
Yeah, amateur hour is one of those that we just heard auditions weren't too long ago. Can you
That's
talk a
correct.
little bit about how that went?
Yeah, so it went fantastic. We had incredible turnouts. We really saw a lot of folks come out this year that we kind of had seen some decline, and really it's great to see it coming back up. And it's just a great opportunity to showcase some of our local talent, and it's
Yeah.
a neat time. So.
Awesome. Well, we're excited about that too.
Well, great.
Obviously, another big part of Fall Festival is this half pot, and there's a little bit of change this year too with that, right?
There is. So the 50-50 has just taken us by storm. It was obviously larger than we ever expected, and it keeps getting bigger each year. And so we have decided at this point we're going to give it a whirl this year, that we're going to do some pre-sales. We're going to start Thursday in the, I don't know what you would call it officially, we call it the Meade Johnson parking lot, the Bristol Myers parking lot, the parking lot at
think we
St.
all
Joe
know
and the
by now.
Expressway that everybody knows where it is. It's where we sold during the COVID when we had to do the drive-through. So we'll be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday before festival, and then we'll have some booths open on Franklin Street, one booth particularly on Franklin Street for Sunday, and then once Monday comes, it'll be wide open. So the other change being that in the past we've shut down a little early on Saturday to allow time to calculate and tabulate and finalize all the results. We're going to run that through 8 o'clock on Saturday night now, and we're going to do the announcement on Sunday instead of on Saturday. So just add some additional hours of selling time. So I think it'll be a neat change. We'll see how it goes. If it works, great. If it doesn't, we'll regroup and replan for next year.
I have a feeling it's going to work great.
I have a feeling it will as well. Yes.
One last question that's really important here. You wanted to talk about pre-sale vouchers this year because that's a big change.
It is. So this is a huge change, really exciting for us and for the community as well. In years past, we've had pre-sale arm vouchers available for the rides, for the wristbands, at Old National Bank, Donut Bank, and Schnucks. And we'd like to thank those guys for being great partners through the years. They've been a big help. But now we've moved to online sales, and those actually go live today as well. So kind of a big deal that you can really save some substantial money. It's a $5 per band savings if you purchase those online. and then they'll just have a voucher. There's actually even an app on your phone, so you can print those off and bring the print paper copy, or you can bring your phone and you just go up to the booth, show them your phone, they scan it, and you walk away with your voucher. So a plus that the kids even not carrying the cash. So there's definitely some pluses to it.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you so much for being
Absolutely.
here, Todd.
Thanks
We're
so much
excited.
for having us. We're excited. We're ready to get the ball rolling, and we're ready for our 102nd.
Awesome. Can't wait.
All right. Thanks so much.
Here's a look at some other events happening in our area. While Evansville certainly has a lot to offer in events, other cities are not short on things to do either. So here to talk about Henderson and its upcoming events is Abby Dixon of the Henderson Tourist Commission. Of course, Abby, thank you for being here.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Of course, and we're excited for Henderson events too. There's a lot on the list.
Yeah, so it's an easy drive across the bridge into Henderson, and
Quick
we have
drive.
Very quick drive. We have so much going on this fall season. Everything from spooky events to farm events and everything in between.
Do you want to highlight maybe a couple, like your top three, maybe the ones coming up? I don't want to say top three because I'm sure you love all of them.
That's true.
But maybe the first couple that are coming up.
Yeah, so something that I know I'm really excited about is fall at Kate's Farm. So Kate's Farm is out in the country down a beautiful back road. There's a pumpkin patch, corn maze, tons to do for kids, kind of agriculturally themed games. There's usually a food truck, and that opens up September 15th and runs through Halloween. So admission includes a time to get lost in the corn maze, time in the pumpkin patch to pick your own pumpkin, and then all of the fun and games that are there as well.
Perfect for families and trying to figure out what to do with the kids on the weekend and all that kind of stuff.
And you know, it's just as educational, I think, for the kids to be out on a farm and see, you know, where so much of our food comes from, as it is fun.
Absolutely. Is there another one you want to highlight before we move on?
Yeah, so thinking about our agritourism attractions, we have Farmer and Frenchman, of course, which is a winery and a cafe. There is a bourbon pairing dinner on September 15th. So it's a 4-course dinner. Each course comes with a different type of bourbon. So, you know, nothing is more Kentucky than drinking bourbon. So that is sure to be a lot of fun and will sell out. So if you're interested in that dinner, great for a date night. That's on September 15th.
You bring up date nights, and then this is a perfect segue into this. Are there other events that you think could be great for date nights coming up?
Yeah, so a couple come to mind. The Louisville Symphony, the Louisville Orchestra, is playing a free show actually at the Preston Arts Center on September 23rd. So it is a free show, but you have to have a ticket. So be sure to get with the Arts Alliance, the Henderson Area Arts Alliance, to reserve your tickets for that. If you're more of a country music fan, we have Morgan Evans, who is playing on October 6th at the Preston Arts Center. So he's an Australian-born country artist out of Nashville now. You'll recognize some of his songs that you hear on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
And you can get your tickets at HAA, so HAAA.org.
And then, you know, while we're talking about all these events, just so people know, where can they find maybe a schedule of events?
Yep. So we have a hub, a community calendar hub on our website, which is hendersonky.org. The direct link to that calendar is hendersonky.org/event. So it's your one-stop shop to finding all of these events going on in the area, and we provide direct links to tickets or more information.
Awesome. We love direct links.
Absolutely.
One of the other things we have to think about, obviously, we talk about fall events and all the exciting things, the pumpkins and all this, but Halloween is also coming up.
It's coming.
There's different events for that too. So
Right.
talk about that.
I know. Don't let the heat wave fool you,
No.
right? Crisp fall days are coming. So when I think about Halloween, I think about the arts and crafts festivals that are going on, kind of that crisp fall air. Audubon State Park has plenty to do. So kick off your October with the Arts and Crafts Festival there on October 7th and 8th, but then be sure to come back for more Halloween events. So they have a calendar full of Halloween kind of spooky themed events throughout October. October, so Halloween night is October 21st.
Okay.
So there are 2 owls that call the park their home, Owl Livia and Boo.
Oh,
I know. So they are hosting kind of a family-themed Halloween event on October 21st. Come back a week later for Spooky Tales and Nighttime Trails on October 28th.
awesome.
Arts and crafts, nighttime hikes led by the park's naturalists, all sorts of fun stuff there.
Another great family-oriented event.
Absolutely. You know, and speaking of family-oriented events, we have Dia de los Muertos on October 28th this year. So that will be in Central Park. A lot of times, because it's around the same time as Halloween, I think it's easy to confuse the two. But Dia de los Muertos really has nothing to do with Halloween.
Yeah, right.
It's a Mexican holiday that celebrates our loved ones that have passed on. So it's a really vibrant, colorful holiday full of family love. And it's a very family-friendly event. So that's October 28th in Central Park.
Awesome. I know we're excited for that one too. Really quick, what goes into putting these events on? Because I know it's no easy task.
Right. So a lot of these events, we have events that are put on by local businesses like Kate's Farm. It's a family-owned farm that works hard all year round, but not just put food on our tables, but to provide us with opportunities to make good family memories. Several are put on by volunteers, like the Lions Club Arts and Crafts Festival. Our Chamber of Commerce is always hard at work on events like the Market on Main and Chili Cook-Off. So a lot of love goes into all of these events, and it's fun to see all of the families that come to Henderson to make these memories.
Awesome. Abby, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks again to all of our guests for joining us to discuss the ways our community can enjoy the fall. Next week, we'll be talking about the Regional Voices Report with Leadership Everyone. Thanks for watching WNIN Newsmakers.